I have to say, having looked at hundreds of project models that did not include this kind of investment, I'm incredibly impressed, increasingly impressed with what I see when we pull back the veil, light source as an example of what it looks like to develop a comprehensive program, hiring someone like Virginia, a specialist in soil and being, thinking at an ecosystem level. And selfishly, I'd love to know if there are other where the experiments are happening, because it seems like almost a foregone conclusion now, like pre-seeding and the seed mix is important, and people are thinking about and looking into that, and you guys are investing heavily in, I would say, doing a lot of the heavy lifting for others to be able to benefit from.
I
What
say
other?
we identified a new learning path for Solar Academy.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. For all
Where
of our
where else
Yes.
where else do
readers.
you see opportunity in the biodiversity, agrivoltaics, or responsible solar umbrella?
Yeah. Well, first, just to address your question about learning, there's a decent amount of research going on in this space. For example, Department of Energy, Argonne Labs, University of Illinois, Chicago, they're actually just finishing up like a pretty extensive multi-year research project that involved us and several of our competitors, big solar companies or wind and solar companies, testing out different seed mixes underneath and around the panels and to see how they grow, and also putting like a really strong emphasis on the economics, right, of
Yeah.
buying seed mixes and installation and things like that. So we're not the only ones that are interested in this, certainly. How you get it to scale, though, I think is the question, right?
Yeah.
And it takes a little risk, right? Like the first time we talked about pre-seeding, or the first time we said, hey, we're going to do a wetland restoration on the side,
Mhm.
or you know what, we're going to put nesting platforms. I mean, there's so many opportunities to sort of add on habitat value. Just like if you look at like a pro forma, it's this, I mean, it's
Mm,
a blip. So
interesting.
and so you can do these small incremental beneficial activities. And look, sometimes it can be really expensive, and sometimes it's not, and you have to
Mhm.
figure out like what your project needs, where it fits in the economics, and then you can scale certain things, like topsoil management and pre-seeding and the large scale installation underneath and around the arrays. I mean, that's sort of like a given
I
for
I
us
look
right
forward to
now.
I look
One
forward
of
to
the
permaculture and natural barriers instead of fences one day.
Mm.
Well, one of the
Talk to nerd.
challenges
Talk
is
to nerd.
any initiative relating to environment and vegetation, it takes several years, the growing
Yeah.
seasons to get going. So
True.
it's time to make your case and then prove it. And so
Hmm.
it's a long term, but I'm able to pull from other, past years, past projects, past industries, and show examples, and showing the economic benefit is really helpful. And
Thank
we
you for
are, working on those living fences. It is something we're working on a little bit. Not the full fence, but a lot of our landscaping screening, making that into like a habitat hedge, an easy
wow.
thing to do.
Well, Virginia, Alyssa, thank you both very much for sharing your depth of knowledge and this trailblazing work that you do in
Thanks.
combining ecosystem management and energy, really, where we can make industrialization and civilization scale alongside nature. I think that's really a meaningful work, and we look
Thank you so
forward
much.
to coming back and maybe diving deeper and giving more examples of the collaboration you're doing with academic circles and your own testing and development and benefit the greater solar development community. This was really
So
great.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It was fun. Fun
Thank you.
discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you all.